Hello, everybody. It's Preston here, aka Godzilla Hawk, and I just got some information regarding WrestleMania 32. Now, um, as you Roman Reigns is main eventing. However, I just read that recently Vince and Triple H have been going back and forth trying to figure out what the main event should be. In other words, they are trying to see if they're going to change the main event. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to add a third participant in the main event or they're going to make a stipulation match or anything like that. They're still doing Triple H and Roman Reigns. That's the final straw. But as it turns to changing the main event, they are not too sure if they actually want to do Hunter and Reigns in the actual main event. They're saying maybe they should put them on another card. Vince is pretty much saying, was talking is talking to everyone saying that they don't really want the end of the night to end with booze because he knows that the night's going to end with booze because we all know Reigns will win the title and he doesn't want people to boo. They want to end WrestleMania on a good note. So Triple H and Vince are discussing what should be the main event. Now, Vince originally was planning on doing Lesnar and Ambrose as the main event. However, Vince is not really buying with Dean Ambrose. He doesn't think Ambrose is really a star. So it'd be kind of weird putting Lesnar, a big star, with someone who's not really a star in his mind, but for be honest, he is. So he's not too sure about that, so he doesn't want to put that. While Triple H believes that Roman should still main event, which on my opinion, I think I'm siding with more Vince. We need a different main event. And that's why a lot of people on the management and a lot of people have been commenting on that article that the true main event should be Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. It's the more exciting match besides Lesnar and Dean Ambrose. It's better built as in terms of, like Triple H and Roman Reigns has gotten a good build, but the problem is it's just so predictable. We don't want to see it. That's the problem. We don't care if it has great build. We don't care if it's a great match. The problem is Reigns is going to win whether we like it or not, and that's the problem. I think Shane Undertaker should end the night because it's a match I'm looking forward to seeing. It's a match that a lot of people are looking forward to seeing. And if Shane wins, it'll end up positive. It'll pretty much be saying, "Hey, this is the end of an era. It's time to move on. We're going to do a different era." Maybe with Shane with control, maybe we'll start seeing more edgier product, a much more edgier product. We'll be getting more wrestling matches, actual good wrestling matches, and it'll be a kind of good sign off saying, so on tomorrow night, it's the dawning of a new era. And it would kind of end the show off on a little bit more positive note. I mean, think about it. Do you want Shane and Taker to main event and then have Shane win, thus ending on a very positive note, knowing that it's the end of an era, that it's time for a change? Or do you just want to end it off with the most predictable thing, which is Reigns winning? Because here's the thing. Just because it's WrestleMania, that doesn't mean you need to have the World Championship in the main event. I mean, there's been times where the World Championship wasn't in the main event. I mean, look at WrestleMania 26. It was Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker was the main event. Batista and Johnson was they wanted the co-main events instead, and that was for the championship. So not even Chris Jericho and Edge was the main event either at that time. So there's times like that, or WrestleMania 28 where CM Punk and Jericho was the co-main event for the championship, but the main event was Rock and Cena. So yeah, that was that. So just because it's WrestleMania, you don't need the World Championship to be on the line in the main event all the time. It just depends on who. Like, for example, WrestleMania 18 was probably one of the bigger mistakes. Yeah, Chris Jericho Triple H for the Undisputed Championship, which was a great match. The problem was Rock and Hogan sold out arenas, and that should have been the main event. The fans were into that match more than anything. And again, it's not Triple H or Jericho's fault. I mean, they still put on a good match, but the fans weren't as emotional or excited. It was because they were emotionally drained by the Rock and Hulk Hogan match. And the same thing you look at too. So if I were honestly booking this, if you're still going to do Triple H and Reigns, I would honestly put that match first. Of all the matches, like of all the 4 main event matches, which are going to be a Divas match, Roman Reigns and Triple H, Brock Lesnar and Ambrose, and Shane Taker. Here's the thing. I probably do Triple H and Reigns first. Get that match out of the way because people are going to be furious anyway. Get that match out of the way so we just get out of our system. We can just get our anger out immediately. Then I do maybe another match. Maybe it'll be for the United States Championship or something, or Tag Team Championships. I don't care. Then do the Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose match. They may do the Divas Championship matches, maybe the co-main event, or if you want to do Lesnar and Ambrose as the co-main event, it doesn't matter. Do one of those as the co-main event, and then do Shane and Taker as the main event. And then if Shane wins, it'll end up on a positive note. So that way, when the fans are like, oh, well, Reigns won, but at least they didn't main event, it would at least semi be not as bad. It won't be as bad. Yes, we still be mad Reigns wins, but I'd rather have Reigns win as like one of the first matches on the card than that being the very last match. Because let's think about this. If that is your main event, it's going to be Triple H and Randy Orton. Except Triple H and Randy Orton, it was just boring. It was just a boring match. Nobody cared. But this match, you're going to get loud wars of hatred. And Vince is right. We need to change the main event. You guys need to change the main event. And the only other way you're going to keep this main event is if you put like Dean Ambrose in there. But clearly Vince doesn't see him as a big guy or top star. So if you're not going to do that, then you might as well put that match, the Triple H and Roman Reigns, as one of the first matches. Maybe do it as like the 4th or 5th match or something. Maybe do like the 5th match or something. Just get the match out of the way so then all the hatred could just come out. And then that way the fans don't have to leave and they can go, oh wait, the show's not over yet. We still got some great other matches we're looking forward to. And if those matches will most likely deliver, they'll end on a happier note. People will go say, yeah, I hate the fact Reigns won, but you know what? That Lesnar and Dean Ambrose match was awesome. And that Shane Taker match was the main event. Smart choice. That was a good choice for that. So they could end up a lot happier. So if I were Vince, if I were Triple H, if I were the manager, I would honestly put Shane Taker last. Hands down. That should be the last match. Think about it. It just makes more sense. It's a match that just happened randomly, but it's a match a lot of people are excited for. And I'm not saying Lesnar and Dean Ambrose aren't going to have a great match. The whole Barbie scenario, now what happened on Raw, it's going to be a violent match. But in a sense, Ambrose and Lesnar main event is a little weird, if you think about that. But at the same time, compared to Triple H and Roman Reigns, I would rather see that as the main event. But I just think Shane and Taker, 2 legends, in a Hell in a Cell match, for that matter. And Shane wins, he takes control of Raw. Imagine what happens if he won in the main event of WrestleMania against Undertaker. And he takes over Raw. It pretty much be sitting up saying, this was the final Mania where we've been had the same BS for years. And starting tomorrow, we're going to have a fresh new year. We're going to have a fresh new era. It's going to be great. It's going to end on a very positive note. So Vince is thinking smart here for once. So Vince, I give you credit that you want to change the main event. However, it should be Shane and Taker. That's my honest opinion right there. Some people might disagree. Some people are going to say, oh, Triple H and Reigns should be in the main event just because for talent. But again, you got to think about it. Just because of man, you don't need the world title always in the main event. Sometimes it's just more of the bigger matches. Like, for example, no matter what the WWE Championship match is going to be, if they did Taker and Sting would have to main event because that's a match people have been wanting to see for years. It's 2 big icons. You say, oh, they're 2 part-timers, but it's going to be a big match. And especially if you put it as a retirement match, that should end off saying that Taker and Sting both retire at Mania, no matter who wins. I mean, that's going to be emotional. It's going to get the fans clapping and applauding. It's going to have the main event, whether people like it or not. And again, people are even going to say John Cena and Taker. Yeah, people might hate that, but if that is going to happen, That should be a main event. It's the top guy versus the top guy in the main event, and that will be Taker's last match. Then it needs to be emotional. It should be on the last match of the card. It should get that motion. So, the WWE, if I were you, book Shane and Taker as a main event. Because if you're going to still do Triple H and Roman Reigns, then that needs to be one of the first matches. You need to just get that match out of the way. You need to just do that match, make it like the third or fourth match. Just get on the way. Let the fans hate on it early. So that way when the rest of the show comes on, they'll have something to look forward to. Because if you just drag it, it's like going to a doctor and you have to need an appointment. You want that appointment done and over with. You don't want it dragged on at the last minute where you're going to get even more mad. You just want it done over it, so then the rest of the day you're going to be happier. You're going to realize, you know what, that was painful, but you know what? I have the rest of the day to look forward to, and the rest of the day ends up being good. That's what you should focus on. So, my opinion, Shane Taker should main event. Unless you're going to do Triple H, Roman Reigns, and have Ambrose somehow involved in the main event, that should not be the main event. It should be Shane Taker main event. That's all I'm saying. So if you guys agree with me, comment down below or like this video. Comment down below. What do you think should be the main event, honestly, between those three matches? Do you think they should still do Triple H and Reigns? Do you think they should do Brock and Ambrose, or do you think they should do Shane and Taker? I want your guys' thoughts on this. So comment down below. Tell me what should be the main event, guys. And I guess I will see you whenever. So take care of my peeps. I'll see you guys next time.